I had a beautiful baby boy named Wyatt. He was born August 12th, 2017. My water broke at 4:50 a.m. It was grossly ruptured, is what the doctor said. The hospital is like literally 40 seconds up the street from my house. I got there and I started contracting very fast, not dilating. My hospital, they issue the epidural um, due to contractions. It depends on how strong your contractions are. Um, but I was 2 centimeters dilated, so they went ahead and gave me the epidural because they were so intense. It's like a pain that I cannot fathom or describe. It was like you had to kind of make a greedy face to get through them. And yeah, so I would say I got the epidural at 7 a.m. and it kicked in around about 7:30, and I had my son at 12:53 p.m. So that's about a good 7 hours of labor, and I would say that it by me having the epidural at 2 centimeters, the time went by fast because I was basically so numb, so relaxed. I was in this world, but I felt like I was out of this world because it was so soothing and so fast. And then they was like, "It's time to push," and I'm like, "What? It's time to push? How do y'all know that? Because I can't feel anything." And so, I could have pushed when I wanted. I was waiting on my dad to get my nephew, so the baby couldn't be in the room, so he had to leave. And it was just me, my sister, the little student doctor, and the doctor, and the little nurse. So I started pushing when they told me to push, and I'm like, darn, are y'all gonna let me catch a breath? And it felt like I was pushing out air. It felt like I was pushing out a feather. Like, I'm like, it was like, he's almost there, he's almost there. And I'm like, I can't feel anything. So I had him, and they put him on my chest, and oh my God, like instantly I fell in love. Like, it's like a love like no other. And then the story behind the cord, me and my sister had a thing. It's a very emotional thing. I cut her cord for her first child, and we made a deal that she was supposed to cut my cord for my first child. And by the fact that it was a student doctor in there, and they did not ask my permission to train on me, which was very rude. I feel like just because I'm black, you shouldn't assume that you can take over things. That I feel like that was kind of unfair. But my sister told them I wanted to cut the cord, and I told her she's cutting the cord, and she put the scissors on the cord like this, and right when she was finna open them up to clamp, like we had told her like 5 seconds before she was opening the scissors that she wanted to cut the cord. And I guess they felt like I felt like they disrespected us, and the student cut the cord. Well, first, before the student cut the cord, the doctor was like, when my sister said I want to cut the cord, the doctor was like, "I'm sorry," and then the student said clamp. And then my sister just cried. Like, I felt like that was so mean. Like, how could you? I understand y'all learning, but y'all took away our moment. Like, that was so mean. And we planned that for months. That was our thing. And I just felt like they took that from us. I cannot get that moment back ever. So, you know, and then she came back in the room. She was like, "My mom want names of all the people in this room." And, they started apologizing to her. "Oh, I'm sorry. But we told you before you even opened the scissors up to cut it that she wanted to cut it. How could you not let somebody cut my child's cord? That's my child. This is my body." Like, I could have had a lawsuit, but I wasn't even gonna do that. That this moment was very important to me, so I had to push that out of my mind because there's always the next time, but it's nothing like the first time. So I let it go, and they was just being so mean to my sister. They wouldn't even let her take a picture of the baby coming out of me. I understand you can't record, but they was like, give her privacy. And I'm like, I don't even know how my child looked coming out of me. So it was, they didn't like, I took pictures of her child coming out of her. It's like they didn't, they didn't compromise. They were being very mean and very rude to us. So they kind of ruined my labor in a way. But when I seen my baby, all that went out the window. And long story short, after he was born, his blood sugar was just dropping and dropping and dropping because he didn't want to eat. He latched onto the nipple at first, and then I wanted his blood sugar to get up so he can have a boost, because he was kind of taking a while to get on the nipple and get as much as he needed. And so long story short, he had to go to the NICU overnight, and I didn't see him until 1 in the afternoon the next day, which was when we was discharged. And that hurt my feelings because I cried all night, and I had to go visit him at the NICU, and I was there till like 3 in the morning. He left 7 p.m. that night. He was hooked up to the little cords, and they was monitoring his body temperature, and his blood sugar kept going up and down, and I cried hysterically. And I'm like, I know postpartum didn't hit me already. And, he's here now. So I'm going to show you guys to him. So here he is. He's sleeping right now. This is baby Wyatt. I'm so cute. But that's my baby, guys. And I will make another story time on the how my pregnancy went, and the other parent, and how he wasn't all for it, and I will get into all the juicy details. And now he's in his son's life, so God works in mysterious ways. And you guys, I hope you guys subscribe to my channel. I really want to do YouTube, and I just thought that I'd share my labor and delivery story. I'm 20, and this is my first experience, and I'm loving motherhood. Thank you guys for watching.